welcome on into the NY to MD podcast. This is your host, Brian Sherrod, with the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Hurt. Good morning, Hurt.
Okay. I thought this is what happens after you have your appendix removed. You can't move as fast as you thought you could.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to warm up. I was like, I don't have water. You see how out of breath I am because I haven't exercised in a week?
Yeah.
Well, welcome, everybody. And if your stomach hurts and your appendix is inflamed, get it taken out.
Oh, man. So, yeah, man. I got to admit, Joe, you had me scared there, man.
Did I?
Yeah, dude, you had me scared, Joe. Yo,
I told you what, Monday, the day
you told me Monday. You said you had surgery.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what. So when you said, I'm like, oh shit.
I didn't say my appendix.
No, you didn't. No, that was the first thing you told me. So in my mind, I'm immediately thinking, oh, yo, were you in an accident? Like I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because it just was so quick. I'm like, I know it wasn't something that was scheduled. You know what I mean? Like this was something that just happened. So I was like, oh shoot. So then when you told me, I was like, oh man. And then I was thinking, well, I'm glad you had it here.
Dude, you have no idea.
Perfect.
How happy I am. Because I would have just been like, if I was in pain, like I was in pain the next morning or the same morning I got back, basically, like when I woke up. So it's just, again, I saw did you ever see No Country for Old Men yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, just I can't with you. I can't. Yeah. So anyway, at one point, one of the characters gets shot, and he wakes up in Mexico, and they do a pretty good job on him. It seems like. So I was like, hey, I might do a good job on me if this happened there, but that means I couldn't have flown. After you have a surgery, you can't fly. So I just would have. It's not a bad place to be. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't unless they have some free sweets somewhere. I would have to be paying for something. So I'm just glad I made it back. I'm glad the time and everything. I mean, I did. I sat around all week. I couldn't. They just wanted me to walk. That's all I could really do. I can't exercise for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Can't
get on my bike, but I'm like I said, I'm doing a lot better today.
I'm glad.
Don't try to run upstairs. Just don't do it. When they tell you to walk, just walk.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're okay, man. I don't know what's better, man. A Mexican hospital or Costa Rican jail. So
probably Costa Rican jail. But I really thought you said you were going fly fishing. So
yeah, man. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad I didn't have that experience.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't have that experience either. Because if it's between Myrtle Beach or Costa Rica, you always get into some kind of trouble. But everybody knows about watching the show.
I don't know why the trouble with the police, man. Why am I getting in trouble with the police?
You got that kind of face, man. Just like, oh, he's up to something. I mean, I know people look on the show like, yeah, that dude, all that gray, that dude looks like he's just, he ain't trying to join Hair Club for Men. Something's going on. Something's going on. So yeah, I mean, I'm older than you, and you got all that gray. You look like a kingpin or something. That's I mean, you're from Baltimore. The Wire was on. It's a whole bunch of things.
I don't know, man. But you know what? We're here.
Yeah.
We're good.
We made it,
and we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that's why we didn't even start the show with music. But thank you, everybody. NYMD podcast. Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrod. Of course, we're here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe and like. Of course, we're on all the Facebook, IG, and Twitter, which we're getting back up, being away for a while and being incapacitated for a little bit. You don't think about those things as much as you used to. You're just trying to get better as I am today, a lot better than what I was. I can actually sit for the show, which is going to be good after some Motrin. And, of course, we're on all the podcast, anything that you download, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find us, the NY to MD podcast. So let's start out with what happened the week we left, really, that we didn't get to. We're trying to go to chronological order with some of the stories. There's so much going on, so many things that we're passionate about.
Well, before we start, is that a Star Trek shirt?
No, this is my bike, Moon Racer.
Oh,
The Trek is the company that made my bike, which it's blurred out, but she's back there.
okay.
She's sitting there looking at me, and she's like, "Well, what are we doing?" I'm like, "It's gonna be a couple weeks, kid. It's gonna be a couple weeks." Because I usually go for my 4th of July ride, and that's not gonna happen this year.
Oh, dang. Okay.
But yeah. So sorry, old girl. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
But yeah. So no, it's not Star Trek. But I've been watching a lot of Star Trek because I've been home. So
Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, is that what
I started that because I had to finish Discovery. I had to finish Picard. I had to finish Discovery, and I started Strange New Worlds.
Okay. I hear Strange New Worlds is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I really do like it so far. But you can't beat. I love Star Trek. Love Star Trek. So but yeah, so let's start out with congratulations goes out. I just want to say congratulations to each champion that was crowned while we were been gone. So congratulations, of course, goes out to Golden State Warriors for winning their this iteration of this team. I think their 4th NBA championship. Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and Iggy. I think Iggy was there for all 4 of them. So all 4-time champions. With a win over the Boston Celtics. Congratulations to Colorado Avalanche, who of course won the best trophy in all the sports, Stanley Cup, defeating the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So what you're saying is, in the battle of natural phenomenon, Avalanche beats Lightning.
I mean, I think usually lightning should cause an avalanche, but yeah, the Avalanche buried the Lightning, I guess you could say. That's the headline. But yeah, so the Avalanche came through winning. I think it may be their 3rd Stanley Cup.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because back then when they had like Joe Sakic, when Ray Bourque joined from Toronto, they won one. So I think they have this is at least 2 or 3.
Okay.
But congratulations to them. Congratulations to their owner, Stan Kroenke, who.
Oh, I didn't know he owned a. Dang, he's having a great year, yo.
He's having a great year. So hello, Arsenal.
I was just about to say, if only Arsenal could have.
If we could just sign some more people, we're having a good offseason so far. If we can get 4 more people on the books, I think we'll have a really good year, and hopefully all that success can rub off to us. So we'll see. But yeah, so congratulations to all of them. And let's go back to the NBA.
Oh, real quick, we have another champion. You're going to have to tell me who it was. Who won the U.S. Open?
Oh, golf?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That's a shame. Me either, dude.
I've been so it's probably somebody we don't know or believe. But I can't begin to tell you who it was. Because I mean, they started so many other tournaments. They've been showing live golf highlights, so I don't really know who's won anything. And we got to talk about that live golf thing as well. I don't even like the name live golf. Like, I feel like I'd rather call it LIV golf than live golf. I don't know. It's just
actually kind of like it.
The name live golf.
Yeah, I don't even know why. But I kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm still trying to find out who won.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
Good Lord, who won the?
It was.
It's got to be a no name dude because
Where is it? It was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, was it Jon Rahm?
I don't believe so. Why can't I? Yeah, it's like, why can't I find it?
Yeah, it looks like Jon Rahm might have won. Jon Rahm took home $2.25 million for winning the U.S. Open.
I don't remember it was being him though.
Wait a minute, let me just double check. This is a shame, yo, because like I said, normally I could tell you this stuff, and that's why I wanted to ask you, because
Jon Rahm was last year. That's why I don't think he won this year.
This year was Matt Fitzpatrick.
There we go. I knew it was somebody that we didn't know.
Yeah, I was like,
so he's English, and it was in Brookline, Massachusetts. But yeah, but that was my point. Like, I knew it wasn't anybody we knew.
Yeah, dude, I had no idea. None.
But yeah, the last couple of champions, Jon Rahm, before them was Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson. They're all gone now. So, I mean, remember, Brooks won it back-to-back, and he's out in Oregon and at the Live tournament.
Yeah, I guess we'll get to that a little bit later. But
Yeah. But
any
yeah,
any other champions we need to crown, Hurt? WNBA champion,
University of Mississippi. Congrats on your college baseball championship.
Oh, okay, they won. Okay,
Yeah.
No Stanford.
And they were one of the last teams in the field as well.
Okay. Yep.
So, congrats to Eli Manning's alma mater. And congrats to the University of Texas because they're going to get the next generation of Manning with Arch Manning committing. So they won a championship just by getting Arch Manning.
I wonder why he decided to go to Texas.
I mean, why not?
I don't know. I figured he would go to either Tennessee or Ole Miss or like his. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's still going to an SEC school, right? So, and we'll get into that.
Oh boy!
Everything leads into something else this week, folks.
Oh boy,
we can't escape it, man. But let's get back to the NBA. Man, listen, congrats to again. I said Golden State in 6. It was Golden State in 6.
Yep.
Steph getting his first MVP trophy. Draymond still running his mouth. I know, like after that happened, you went out to Montana for your fly fishing tournament. Mm-hmm. But how did what was your thoughts on the NBA Finals?
Not surprised at all. Steph Curry winning MVP was a long time coming. I don't think he gets enough credit for all that he does. He's the glue to that team. Not Draymond. He's the glue. You know what I'm saying? He's the engine. He's the engine of that team. Clearly was the MVP. You take Steph off of that team, off of any of those teams, they're not winning. I'm sorry.
No, I think the issue is if you take any of those guys off the team, they may not win. I mean, you had KD. He makes up for a lot. Don't get me wrong.
I think they could have won this year without Draymond.
You think they could have won without Clay?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Draymond to me is the third most important person on that team.
Right. Think about it. Think about where Clay is so important because when he was hurt, look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to Golden State when Clay was hurt. Clay comes back, they win again.
But that's why people try to, and me, even myself included. I feel like Steph. I'm not saying Steph is great. Steph. I mean, that dude. I've never seen anybody shoot like him. No matter where it is on the court, I've never seen anybody shoot like him. But I feel like all of them together make a whole. Because I don't think any of them by themselves could hold up a team by themselves.
Yeah, but see, I think Clay is so important though because when he's out the lineup, you can focus all your attention. You can focus all your attention to Steph. See what I'm saying? But with Clay being in there, he just gives another threat on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he helps. The dude is remarkable.
Right. So
it helps make Steph's job easier.
Right.
Yeah,
but maybe Clay is the real MVP.
This is true. See, I'm a Clay guy. I'm not. It's funny. It's like I know everybody thinks I don't like Steph. I know my mom loves Steph. I have no issues with Steph, but I feel like without Clay, Steph wouldn't be Steph.
I totally disagree with that.
No, meaning he wouldn't be
that far.
No, meaning he not saying he wouldn't be great, but they wouldn't have these championships if Clay wasn't there.
Yeah,
like Clay. Clay is just to me that person who he pushes Steph as well. But he's so, like you said, he came the last 2 years. I know Steph was hurt for a little bit, but last year, Clay was still out. They were like a 10th seed.
Yeah, and the year before that, they were one of the worst teams in the league.
The worst teams, and Clay would miss that season too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I just think Clay is Scotty. He's Steph's Scotty, but Steph would still be Steph without Clay.
I mean, he'll still be Steph, but he wouldn't be the winner that he is without him. He wouldn't have these chips without Clay.
Okay, yeah.
Because look at where they finished without Clay.
Right. Yeah. You could make that argument.
So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, they won those chips because also Clay was there too. I don't think, like I said, Steph by himself or just Steph and Draymond, I don't think they win anything. Not saying Steph isn't great because Steph's great, but I don't think they're winning.
Yeah.
But congrats to them. They won it. They got their chip. They got in the free agency and they lost a couple of people. They just
Who,
re-signed
who they lose?
Gary Payton, the second, third. I forgot what number he is behind his dad. He went to Portland.
Okay.
He signed with Portland. He went to Oregon State. So he went back home. And of course, they could offer him more money, obviously, than probably Golden State could. They re-signed, kept on Looney. So he's back with the team. So free agency's been crazy.
What's up with Wiggins?
He still hasn't signed yet.
Okay.
But they all suspect that he's going to go back to Golden State.
Okay.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Speaking of things that happened while either me, you, or both of us were on vacation, the NBA draft, which to me was totally uneventful. Let me tell you something. NBA draft to me is unwatchable now because I don't know any of these freaking people, yo. I can't watch the NBA draft anymore, dude. I don't know any of these players. The NBA draft used to be an event for me. I don't know these people, man. I don't know these players, man. College basketball is so watered down. It's just like I don't even care, man. Like these top 10 picks, what impact are these top 10 players really going to have? Are they really going to have impact? Whereas like back in the day when you had like Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Carmelo, like you knew these dudes, you knew they were going to have impact. Yeah.
Well, no, I think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of top 10 picks who do have impact. The problem is, like you said, with college basketball, we don't pay attention to it as much because these kids stay a year and go away. Why do I care? Some of them don't even go to the league anymore and get drafted. They go elsewhere. I know there was a guy in the top 15 that was drafted from the G League, which I didn't know you could draft from the G League. I think he went straight to the G League.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you can go straight to the G League.
So you can draft from there. So it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. The only reason I watch is because of the trades. I like when trades happen. And there was a lot of trades this past NBA draft that I was watching in Spanish. But it was, that's all I cared about because I remember this guy tweeted out, was like, hey, does anybody know who the Knicks picked? And I was like, I don't know any of their names. I'm like, you don't have to worry about that because they're all gone. They traded all of them anyway.
Yeah, so they almost put Spike Lee in the hospital, man.
Stephen A. lost his mind. Stephen A. Paid zero attention to college hoops. Stephen A. lost his mind. That's the you drafting those guys and training them. I know they wanted Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson reportedly is going to sign with the Knicks. Jalen, who had a great postseason with Dallas this past year, has come up, had a great season, and he wasn't going to get that type of money playing for Dallas and being basically the second fiddle. But they opened up a lot of salary by trade, made a lot of trades to sign Jalen Brunson to this big contract.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just comment on this. Pay zero attention to college hoops. Yeah, I don't pay as much attention to college basketball as I once did. Admittedly, just because I'm just not impressed by the game like I once was. But yeah, the NBA draft is just, to me, it's just not an event like it used to be. Don't know a lot of players. Have a lot of players coming from different countries, like you said, different leagues to get drafted. It's just not the same.
I think, like, I remember there were times when I used to know everybody from the first or second round. Yeah. And I even know when they went to like the best available, I would still know those dudes. I'm not at that level that I used to be with that, but I still usually know most of the people in the first round. But it's still interesting to me because some guys come in the league, and as we all know, we went back to, well, we're old, so our drafts go back a long time. But we can still remember when, for some reason, Michael Olowokandi was the number one pick of the draft, or even the Sam Bowies of the world, because it's just how the NBA was. And now the game has changed so much, Yeah. So it's still, again, I still get a kick out of it. I still like it. And they have one of the only commissioners kind of everybody likes.
Yeah. And yeah, let me make a correction. There are plenty of people who can make impact. I'm more talking about like superstar impact.
Yeah, I mean, like John Morant came in, and that he's a superstar.
Exactly. Him and Zion a couple of, what was it, 3 years
ago? I don't know about Zion.
Well, 1 and 2. Well, no, Zion's a superstar, man, because
they signed him to, speaking of free agency, they signed him to his whatever super max that they could afford.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that. That dude got what, 5 years, 231 mil?
Something. Yeah, something like that. The one thing I'm not good at numbers. I still see the thing that surprised me is certain people opting back in or who's opting back out. And of course, we got to talk about the biggest fish in the room in KD. So yeah, it's been crazy.
Seems like the prospects today are less likely to bust. I guess that depends on how you define a bust. Well, I guess and admittedly, like I said, I don't pay as much attention to the NBA and college like I used to, but are the players more so contributors, or are they making like noticeable like? I just don't see a lot of superstardom coming from college like I used to.
I think there's players, because they only play a year. There's certain, like John Morant made his name kind of during the season, kind of knew who he was. But he made that run with Murray State. That there was all the attention on him. And he came out, like you said, Zion was huge at Duke. But there's certain people who, do you remember Devin Booker in college? Remember Jason? Oh. I mean, Jason Tatum. But do you remember, you think Jason Tatum is going to be Jason Tatum?
No. Or Jaylen Brown? Yeah, but I'm not big on Jason Tatum either.
What do you mean?
I think people, and this is a whole nother conversation, but I hear a lot, Jason Tatum's superstar. No, he's not. He's not a superstar. That dude's a very good player. I just think he's overrated. I just think he's overrated.
All right, but you don't think that could be his ceiling to be one of the best players in the NBA?
Oh no, I think he could definitely get. Yeah, no. That dude's great. I just don't. I think a lot of people hype him up too much. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I think
I like Jason Tatum, man.
Yeah, he had a great series, except for when he got to the finals, he struggled.
Exactly.
But I just think, the trade that they made to get Brunson from Indiana is definitely going to help them. They made a couple other little acquisitions, but that starting lineup is going to be fierce for them. I think them and Philly signing, what's his name? The guy from Miami. Oh, the guy he was on. He went to University of Texas, played with Durant. I can't remember his name. And I always liked him because he won that title with Milwaukee. And then Miami signed him last year. I hate when I forget names. But anyway, Philly signed him. And I know him and Harden are close. PJ Tucker. Jeez. And I think PJ is he's just one of those dudes that takes whatever assignment you give him and he does it. You know what I mean? I just think the East is going to be crazy. The West is going to be crazy. But I think the West is still top heavy, and I still is Golden State's until this Kevin Durant thing happens. So we got to see where he goes.
So let's talk about some of the moves that have been made. It's been a lot. It's been a lot that have happened, man. It's been hard for me to keep track with all the moves, man. I just saw my man from Maryland, man, Kevin Huerter, just got traded.
Yeah, to the Kings. Wow.
Yeah, so
he's down with the King.
Sorry, Kevin.
Down with the King.
But yeah, man.
But Atlanta made that. The thing is, they had room because Atlanta made that trade. Excuse me. Made that trade with San Antonio to get Murray from San Antonio, who was an All-Star. The DeJuan Murray, who was an All-Star last year, to team up with Trey, and to try to make. And I heard the moves in Atlanta aren't done yet.
So what are you
trying to make moves?
So what do you think have been the biggest moves so far?
To me, the biggest move currently is KD asking for a trade. That's going to be the biggest swing of anything, but that hasn't happened yet. But it's going to be the biggest thing. The second biggest thing, the thing that took me by surprise, I didn't know was going to happen, was Rudy Gobert getting traded to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It just came out of left, right, and center field. And I know they wanted to, because Minnesota made the playoffs for the first time in a while, and they gave up a lot. Poor Patrick Beverly. You know how much I love Patrick Beverly. On the once again. But they gave up like 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, what'd you think? Yeah, what'd you think about their compensation, man?
That's a lot, man. I mean, they sent Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Wes Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, and some other dude I don't know, Leonardo Bomero, and got unprotected first-round picks in next year, 2025, 2027, and a top 5 protected pick in 2029. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot, but they're trying to make a move, and that's a huge move now. That's also a huge move for Utah. So now what does that do for Spider? Now, I heard they intend on keeping Spider and want to build a team around him, but, that's what did they do now? All those picks and all those players, they're not going to make the team better this year, but those picks, all those first-round picks, again, those picks, though, with Minnesota probably going up, are still going to be in the late 20s. So is that going to be, again, it could be a packaging of picks or where they finish, but you still got to get Spider Mitchell under contract and say, hey, we're committed to you. We want you to stay here. Maybe he loves Utah like Bradley loves DC. That
was a shocker to me. But then again, when you're getting what, 250 something for 5 years, 50 mil a year, yeah, I guess I stay in DC too, man.
I mean, if it's about the money, but again, I don't like too many people from the University of Florida. It's basically Percy Harvin and Bradley Beal. I think that's it. So Bradley, I was not saying I was surprised. They were saying he was leaning. Yes, you get to Supermax. He could have signed for a tad bit less money someplace else, but you're guaranteed to win. I don't know if this team knows how to build around Bradley. I know they did make a trade. They got some pieces from, I believe it was Denver, to help. They got a point guard now to help them out. But, how good is this team really going to be? You know what I mean? Around Bradley. Because I'm glad he's here because he's the reason why I want to go and watch the Wizards play. But how good is that team really going to be?
Yeah.
And how far behind are they against Atlanta's, against the Celtics, against Miami? Again, and KD said he was wishing to go to either Miami or Phoenix, but you can't go to Miami without them getting rid of most of the team. That's the whole thing about him trying to go somewhere. If I'm New Jersey, look at me, New Jersey. In my head, they're always going to be New Jersey. If you're Brooklyn, you want to get the best compensation for arguably one of the, if not the best player in the NBA, who has 4 years left on his contract. Now, I think he has a no trade clause, so he can kind of dictate where he wants to go. But you can't sit here and say, I want to go somewhere, and then leave intact the team that's there. You have to get something back. You can't just, here, you got some picks. We're trading KD for some picks. You need someone that's going to be the face of that franchise.
What do you think about this comment about Utah? They got a great haul for a toxic contract.
I think, this is what I think. You had a 3-time defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert. I think him and Spider weren't the best of friends. And I think this makes the best move out of this situation, to be honest with you. Get rid of supposedly the guy that you don't think you can really build around. Because as good as Gobert is, definitely defensively, offensively he's not like a huge thing. But defensively, he makes a huge difference. Defensive player of the year 3 times, 3 years. But Spider's, younger. He's the guard. He's the guy that really comes and people want to go see. But what are you going to build around him? Can you sell him on this long-term, contract, on this long-term deal, and sign him to a long-term contract? So, I see somebody says that he's going to go into Miami, but he's not a free agent yet. He's not a free agent unless they trade him. Again, I don't think these trades aren't done yet. The KD trade is going to make everything crazy. But Utah said they're not trying to trade Spider. But
I thought they were trying to build around him.
Yeah, but again, we all know smoke and mirrors in sports because we're thinking, hey, USC and UCLA will be in the Pac-12 forever. So we don't know. This is sports right now. It's all subterfuge. It's all smoke and mirrors. D. Mitch could be in Miami, but what are you going to get from him or for him? Bam. I mean, you got to trade something. How's he going to Miami? What do you get in return? So all these things have to make sense. Now, of course, it's usually always winners and losers in these trades in most cases, but what are you getting out of it? So, I think that was one of the biggest moves. I think like I said, the Celtics got better.
They got Brogdon. What'd you think about that?
I think that was great. I mean, he averaged 19 points last season. They need that guy to come in, and I think that's what they were missing, a little bit more scoring. Because we saw in the finals, those last couple of games, they were just trying just to shoot instead of having somebody, Bags would come down, try to shoot a three, Jalen try to shoot a three. It was almost like desperation mode. Like they didn't have enough options. This gives you another option. The guy's experienced, and I think he fits perfectly right into that team. I think that was perfect trade for them.
Okay.
I really do.
This comment from your online lover. Looks like Utah's unloading first Royce now, Rudy.
Yeah, they're just trying to get out from under stuff to see what they can surround. Now, you have to make trades to keep, Spider there. You got to do something. What's attractive? But how many free agents come to Utah? Again, I know it's more about the money because Jokic seems to love Denver, and they paid him because he seems to love Denver. Believe me, he got his Supermax deal. I think he's got the highest deal in the NBA right now. So, again, he's also a two-time MVP.
Yeah.
So, what's Spider's level? How high can Spider be? To build around him, how good can he be? But you need to have people around him that also make him better. So, and the right coaches and the right everything. So we got to see.
Let me ask you, what do you think about some deals we got? Like I said, we got. Well, first of all, we had some max deals. Zach LaVine getting $215 million. We had Ja Morant. I think he got 5 years, $226.
I'm paying Ja Morant the world.
Yeah.
Whatever I could give Ja Morant, if I could give him Memphis, I'm giving him Memphis.
Yeah.
I'm 3-6 Mafia, Justin Timberlake, whatever he wants, I'm giving him Memphis.
But here's what I don't understand. Well, I get it. Trust me, I get it, but I don't. Zion, like I said earlier, he got a 5-year extension, about $231 million. I mean, this guy's barely been on the court. He's getting a max deal already. Now, granted, when he's on the court and he's healthy, he's great. But I mean, is this guy reliable?
I think of all the people who got max deals between Devin Booker, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, I feel less enthused about Zion because I got to see him play. I mean, you got to be out there to play. You have to be there, and he hasn't been there. He's one that's been out injured. And then, what is his full potential when he does come back? Because I don't even think that team made the playoffs without him. Can he add to that, or would he take away from that? I don't even know. That's my whole thing. So I really think that out of all the people that got all those max contracts, I just think he's the one, to me, has the biggest question mark because he's played the less games and we don't really know who he is. Yeah. Can he stay in the shape? Djokovic is a 2-time MVP. Karl Anthony Towns had one of the best seasons he's ever had last year and helped that team to the playoffs. Zion wasn't there and they made the playoffs. What is he? Is it going to be just? Is he just more? Is it going to be just, a name? Is it going to be more than that? So
right.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about what happened in New Jersey. I'm sorry, New Jersey. Good Lord. Might as well have been New
That
Jersey.
was my fault because I said
And-
I always consider them New Jersey.
yeah, it's a shame. Brooklyn.
That's the Knicks in me, I guess.
So what happened in Brooklyn, dude? So Kyrie, he opts back in. There was talk that he was going to opt out. He winds up opting back in. KD comes out a day later, demands a trade. Breaks the internet. What is your prediction is what's going to happen? I mean, there reports about Phoenix and Miami. The other reports about possibly the Lakers, although I can't about the Lakers getting both KD and Kyrie. I don't see how that would happen. I don't know. I'm not even sure that KD would want to even do that. But how do you see this all going down, and why do you think this all went down like this?
I think KD saw the writing on the wall when it comes to that team, and I feel like I really feel like he knew these next 4 years, because he signed for 4 years, that they weren't going to get past Boston. They're not going to get past. Hell, might not get past Philly. Might not get past Milwaukee. Be honest with you, or even Miami. So I think he looked at it and said, "This whole thing soured." I think around. Just look at all the turmoil. The one thing I say about KD is that he was hurt for a couple of years. He was there, right? So he was hurt, but when he wasn't, he played like Kevin Durant.
Right.
So while he played like Kevin Durant, Harden tried to find himself, I guess, whatever you want to call it, and he couldn't. Kyrie was not there. Kyrie wasn't there. So it was basically him and the rest of the team. One thing about KD, when he shows up to work, he shows up to work. The dude is who he's advertised to be. And I think he just looked at like, who can I rely on in this organization or team? And then part of it could be I recruited these guys. I wanted Harden. I wanted Kyrie. It didn't work. Harden's gone. Kyrie, I don't know if he's going to be here. We're still boys, but basketball-wise, it may not work out. I got to go. This isn't going to work for me. He's still in his early 30s, maybe. Like he's in his 30s. He's got a lot of basketball on him, but his windows, everybody's windows closes sooner or later. He's got 4 years left on that contract, 4 good years. What are you going to do? Stay there, try to work it out, or you know what is a better situation for him? And he's trying to find a better situation for him. I don't blame him for it. It's just for me, I'm not trying to sound mean or anything, but I just don't know how. The only person could ever work with Kyrie was LeBron. Nothing else ever worked with Kyrie anyplace else with anyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, because look, Kyrie didn't work in Boston. Kyrie didn't work in Cleveland before LeBron got there, and Kyrie didn't work in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. It was like part like, that's my boy. I know we can make it work. I mean, because no matter what, I know there's a part of him saying, I know the rules in New York were stupid. But a part of him, like Andrew Wiggins, who was against getting the vaccine, decided to get it and go all in with the team. And he's a champion right now, which I'm sure he's not sitting there thinking about, well, I got 2 shots and a booster, maybe. He's sitting there like, I got my chip. I was an important part of this team, and I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to address this comment. Your online lover. If it was the MSL, maybe
wonderful name.
Yeah, if it were the NFL, maybe I don't see them trading for picks, then immediately trade.
No, the NFL, the picks are like that capital is like platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's NBA. I mean, look, the Lakers traded. They have like no picks till 2099 or something, because of what they have there. He's injury prone. Yeah, he could have, but the thing is, he could have won, but the problem was Kyrie. Look at Boston without Kyrie. What did they do? went further.
Yeah.
You know, Kyrie did play in the playoffs last season. They didn't even win a game. They got swept. Kyrie, again, one thing Kyrie's known for making that shot against Golden State. But besides that, what else has he done? Besides, I can't be with LeBron anymore. Which now I hear that he wants to be with LeBron now.
Yeah. So, and even the year before that championship, remember he got hurt in the playoffs that year too.
Yeah, that was just a snake bitten year. But we can't spend. We're gonna spend 40 minutes on the NBA, so we're gonna wrap this up real quick because we got a ton of other stuff.
So wait a minute, but wait, before we wrap up though with the MT.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes, but I just didn't want to,
No, I just want to ask you. So, what do you see happening? What is your prediction for KD?
It's got to be like a 3-team trade or something to get KD out of Brooklyn to go someplace where he can go. I see him eventually ending up in Phoenix. They're not getting rid of Devin Booker. He's going to still be there.
Well, they can't trade Devin Booker.
No, they're not trading Devin Booker.
Well, they can, no, I'm saying they can't because of the contract that he has.
No, they're not going to.
No, but what I'm saying is they can't. Due to NBA rules, they can't anyway. So
even before he signed the Supermax is what I'm saying. Yeah. They weren't going to trade him.
Right.
Yeah. Just like they can't trade, like he wanted to go to Miami, and the only person in Miami that's worth the contract would be Bam Adebayo, but they can't trade him because he has the same contract as Ben Simmons. And you can't have the same two guys with a rookie extension on the same team. Right. Speaking of Ben Simmons.
Speaking of Ben Simmons, how funny is it?
Who?
Ben Simmons, right? How funny is it that, they're left, the Brooklyn Nets are left with Ben Simmons after having Kyrie. Well, they're going to be left with just having Ben Simmons, a guy that hasn't played in who knows how long, after having KD, James Harden, and Kyrie. Man, what a failed experiment up there, man.
Yeah, but to YOL, because I'm not going to call him that name, how do you get Ben off your roster? You going to just cut him, or who's going to take him in a trade? That's the who. As hard as it was to get him out of Philly, how hard is it going to be to get him out of Brooklyn? Who's taking him? Who wants him?
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other problem for that.
And that's just a whole. Then the Nets have just a lot. They just have a lot. So, but good for them because I never liked them anyway. So.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, any other NBA deals, potential trades, any other things that stick out?
I guess the other thing is just DeAndre Ayton. Probably gonna. It seemed like him and Phoenix are done. There'll probably a sign and trade somewhere, which could be part of a Durant deal somewhere along the line. But that's the only intriguing thing. And Kyrie, could Kyrie just get bought out and then end up going to the Lakers, or can the Lakers somehow finagle in somewhere that they could trade Westbrook? Because if they could get rid of Westbrook, man, let me tell you, that would be the genius move of the year. To get that $47.1 million contract.
Westbrook, does he have? I forget. Does he have an expiring contract?
He opted in, but I think this might be his last year.
Okay.
Yeah, but he opted in. But let me tell you.
In the comment, depends on what Brooklyn wants back for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, well, they probably just want to get that exception off if they could get. But if you're Miami trading Bam, then you're left with Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant. KD makes every team better, but I'm just not. I would rather see KD with Bam than without Bam. So that's just me. But who knows? But if the crazy thing is, in my mind, this ain't gonna happen. The crazy thing is, only thing I would do if I'm the Lakers, I'm calling, hey, you want AD? You want AD? We'll take KD for AD. Now, we can't offer you draft picks because we don't have any till the next millennia. But if you want him, hey, that's cool. And we'll trade the other guy too, and we'll take Kyrie as well. Because the Lakers have nothing to lose at this point. And wait, newsflash, 45 minutes into the show, I never thought it would happen ever in my lifetime, but it did. Kevin Garnett said something I agree with.
What did he say?
He said AD needs to come into camp like he takes basketball seriously. He hasn't done it yet. This guy should be up there as the best players in the NBA, and he's not. And he needs to come in. And I agree with him. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but I feel like when you think of the trajectory of Giannis and AD, I feel like they should be around the same level, and they're not.
Nah.
I feel like Giannis's heart, work ethic, and everything is far superior than AD's right now.
AD is another dude I think gets far way too much credit than he deserves, man.
Well, who has it?
Brooklyn is reported to want 2 All-Stars under the age of 25 for KD.
Well, who has that though? Like, oh, you know what? The only place that may make sense is Toronto, because I know they have Scotty Barnes, who Rookie of the Year. If you want to add in, I don't know if you want to add in the Siakam or whoever, but I feel like they have more draft picks and capital than other teams do. So maybe he could just go up there, chill with Drake, make an album, and, you know, OVO, and just, you know, who knows? I mean, Drake just came out with another album. They could have one with him and KD on it. I think Toronto makes sense, but I don't know if he wants to go to
Toronto. What Toronto want to do? I mean,
I don't know. That's the whole thing. I don't know. But I mean,
but you're right.
Drake has a say in it.
Yeah. But no, but you're right. Yeah, who has two? Yeah, I wonder who has who. What team fits that criteria?
Yeah, I mean, who? Atlanta? I mean, I don't know. They had DeJuan Murray and they got Trey, but I mean, that's it.
Speaking of KD, I just got an alert. KD breaks his silence, tweets for the first time since requesting a trade from Brooklyn.
That's shocking.
All right, so here's what KD said. The ones who were locked in that gym with me know what it is. They know what I'm about. If you haven't been there with me, ask around. So this just in, KD just tweeted that. So there you go.
Okay, that was mind blowing.
Okay, multi-team deal. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the only way it could happen.
Yeah.
That's the only, and KD turns 33 this year. So
wow,
34, sorry, 34.
Oh wow, I didn't realize he was that old. But yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, the dude's, remember, you know, he's playing since he's drafted in 2007 to Seattle. Wow. Don't forget that. Drafted to Seattle.
That's right. The Supersonics were still around. Good Lord, man.
Dude actually wore Seattle. He played in the city of Seattle. So he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
So he played at the same stadium as Sean Kemp and Gary Payton.
Wow.
And Detlef Schrempf. And forget Detlef Schrempf. All right, enough NBA.
All right, let's talk about the NFL real quick. I just want to talk about, just bring us some topics real quick with the NFL. Right now, we're kind of like in the dead period right now. All the mini camps, all the mandatory mini camps are done. We know all the OTAs are done. And in about 4 weeks, man, training camp's going to start. And so we're kind of like in that little dead period right now in the NFL. But there have been some things that have happened. First of all, I want to get your impressions. Terry McLaurin of your Washington Commanders signed the deal. Your thoughts, man?
Yeah. Listen, as much as I hate the name, as much as I hate the owner, because both of those are trash. One's worse than the other. The name's way better than the owner. I'll tell you that much. Number one. Number two, they had to do this. This man, with a myriad of quarterbacks, has done some damage. He deserves this money. The team needed this. He deserved this contract. $28 million sign bonus, 3-year extension, $71 million. The dude deserves it. McLaurin is a beast for us. So I'm glad it sends a sign to the rest of the team, which there hasn't been positive signs really when it comes to this team at all. But this sends a positive sign saying we're going to take care of you, instead of the owner, of course, going on and being called to Congress and doing something stupid. This is something that needed to happen, and he deserved it.
He deserves it, and I think he played this exactly the right way. He wasn't going to step foot back in training camps, none of that stuff, because he is the key offensive threat to that team. And, you know, you got a new quarterback coming in, and, you know, you want to make sure he has enough weapons, as many weapons as he can, especially his main weapon. So I think he absolutely did the right thing, man. So good for him. I'm glad, man. That dude is so good, man. So good for him. Another question I wanted to talk to you about, Deshaun Watson. So he had hearings this week.
And they're concluded too.
Yeah. He had hearings this week. They weren't the only hearings that have been going on this week. But anyway, we had these hearings this week. Like you said, they've concluded. This is the first time that the new NFL policy is going to get tested. So it was negotiated in the CBA not that long ago, that instead of Goodell having, full authority over suspensions and discipline, that there was going to be an independent mediator. You have these hearings, have the independent mediator, and then she will make her decision. She's I forget her name, but she's a former federal judge, I believe. And so they had the hearings this week. She is going to come up with her decision. So we'll know something before training camp starts, and we will we'll see what happens, man. Now they can't appeal the decision, but then Goodell has ultimate say. But I don't think they want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't think Goodell wants to do that. I think he wants to just, let the system play out. So my question to you, well, first of all, the NFL was pushing. There were reports that the NFL is pushing for indefinite suspension, at least a year. What say you heard? What do you think is going to be the ruling?
I think I said a couple of weeks ago, which I can't remember now. Back.
I remember, but
okay. Yeah, I feel like I said I don't know if it was about him or Baker, but I said Baker's not going to play for the Browns. I know I said that.
Yeah.
About Deshaun, I think since we've been gone, 20 out of the 24 cases have been settled or something.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But he needs to be suspended for a year. I think I said he may play.
Yeah. It's funny. So we're starting to flip-flop. I was like, this dude's getting a year. No ifs, ands, or buts. I totally forgot about this new system. I think
what's the new system exactly?
I just explained it with the mediator. They have to have these hearings before the mediator. Whereas before, Goodell would just make his ruling.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know that part. But I feel like
so my point
is be less than a year.
No, so my point is there's an independent person making the ruling. I had forgotten about that.
Oh, who's making the ruling? Okay. I thought this was like a back and forth. Like they want a year, we'll negotiate for 12 or something. So someone else making the decision.
No, from what I understand, that's the whole point of the hearing, so that they plead their case before the independent
gotcha.
mediator, who's a former federal judge.
Okay.
She's going to make her ruling. I totally forgot about this new system. So I'm now thinking he'll get a 9-game suspension.
You said a 9-game? It says if either the union or league appeals the decision, the commissioner or his designee will issue a written decision that will constitute full, final, and complete disposition of the dispute.
Right. That's what I said. If they could appeal the decision, but Roger Goodell has final say anyway. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, I don't think Goodell wants to do that.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Right. So that's why I'm saying I think when we get a decision, I think he's going to have a 9-game suspension. That's now my guess, because I totally forgot about this new system. Whereas if it wasn't in place, Goodell would have.
It would have been a year.
He would have asked him for the whole year, and he still might get the suspension for the whole year. I think he deserves it. Honestly, do. My thing is, if he had settled all the cases, I think that would have been more
advantageous towards him. He needs to get time. Period. He can't start the season off playing. Whether it's 9, 12, or 17 or 8, however many they play, he needs to get time, because this is egregious.
Yeah,
it really is.
My whole thing with the reason why I've always felt like he should get a year is because he had all these cases hanging out there, and you don't know what's going to you don't know what's going to come out of this.
Yeah,
a couple months from now. Whereas if he settles him, it's a wrap. So he still has 4 cases out there, which is still a lot of cases, Hurt. But it's like the fact that
because for any normal human being is a lot. I know it's down from 24.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But it shouldn't even been that many in the first place.
Right. So it's crazy that 4 looks good, but that's because, like you said, it's down from 24, which is crazy.
You settled 20 of them.
Yeah.
You should have settled 20 of anything.
Yeah. So I just think, he should have got a year. That's plenty enough time for him to get himself together, him to get these legal issues resolved. You don't have to worry about it. So, but I got a feeling he'll get 9. But we'll see. We'll see. And you did bring me to my last question, which I was going to ask, which is, where do you think Baker Mayfield's ultimately going to land? Because I think I said before he's playing for the Browns.
And I still don't understand.
Yeah, because I say he's playing because what's Cleveland going to do when
Jacoby Brissett?
He stinks. Jacoby Brissett stinks. He is terrible. He's terrible, dude.
That's nice. But Jacoby Brissett is their guy.
Yeah. But now I'm flipping on that too. Yeah, because from what I'm reading, that relationship is,
dude, it's a marriage in a house where you live on different floors, but you're going to divorce. But right now, neither one of you can afford to leave. That's it.
Yeah.
You guys are on different schedules. You just got the downstairs apartment. You try not to even run into each other. You know what I'm saying? But because you share the kids, you don't want to do that. You're just kind of going about your business. So that's exactly what they're doing. And they can't really do anything until either one of them gets on their feet enough to leave. Until a trade partner comes in or they do something, but, or somebody comes in for them, which probably will eventually happen. There's a lot of quarterback hungry teams out there. Again, for the life of me, I still can't get Marcus Mariota in Atlanta. I still don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know if he's a transitional guy. I don't know if they think he's a duck and he's going to probably end up playing in the SEC or something. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't get it. I'm thrown aback by it. I'm bolted at. I don't know. I'm dumbfounded. I have no idea. I still can't get that through my head. But also, there's other teams in that division that need quarterbacks. How great is Sam Darnold? Big Ten quarterback Sam Darnold. How good is he? So I don't know. I don't know. So I just think that eventually that's all going to work itself out. But that dude's not playing another down for the Browns.
Okay. But all right, so I need a team. Where is he going?
Carolina.
Yeah, it looks like all signs are pointing to Carolina. All right, another question for you. Where is Jimmy Garoppolo on November 11th when the season starts? What team will Jimmy Garoppolo be on?
November 11th.
Oh, September. Good Lord.
I was like, whoa. I was like, was this basketball? What the heck's going on? I'm like, obviously we seem to have a big basketball following. I didn't know. Hey, you know what? Atlanta. I mean, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Atlanta because why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have a prediction for that one.
I'm just guessing because they're gonna end up being like, why did we get this guy? And I don't know. I'm still. I need to see their depth chart. I'm so confused.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of a team where Garoppolo's going. But anyway. All right, man. Let's do a really quick baseball.
Desmond Ridder and Felipe Franks. Yes, that quarterback room's off the chain.
Okay. All right, let's do a real quick baseball sum up. How your Mets doing this week?
Well, regardless of what other Mets fans think, we're perfectly fine. We did lose 3 in a row for the first time all season. We're in July. They were already panicking because we couldn't beat Houston, who we played 4 times, lost 4 times. Houston is not in our division. They're not even in our league. These people This is why I can't be on social media with other fans from the same team, because it's either jump off a bridge or, or we're going to the World Series. There's not this in between of everybody, please calm down. Like, what are we really seeing here? We've played all these games. We're 19 games over 500. We haven't had even a DeGrom pitch yet. We've missed a lot of this season with Scherzer, who's coming back on Tuesday. Calm down. We're 19 games over 500. I know Atlanta got hot and everybody's got to worry. We are still in a good spot here. Stop it. We lost. Okay, we lost to Houston. So did the Yankees. You feel better? And of course, online, at least they beat the Yankees. Who cares? Why does that make you feel better? It's Houston. The only time we're going to see them, if we play them again, is the World Series. We don't have to go through them. I care about, do we beat the Dodgers? Can we beat the Padres? Can we beat the Giants? Can we beat, whoever in the set? Can we beat St. Louis? Can we, you know what I mean? Can we keep having a great divisional record? That's all I care about. Then we can get to, I'm worried about the World Series. Stop. These freaking people, they were driving me crazy. It's almost like Bobby Bonilla Day every day with these people. Just get over it. We lost to Houston. You know what? They're a pretty good team. They nearly no-hit the Yankees twice. They killed Anaheim and kind of whatever, except for Shohei only got a hit last night. I mean, they're I don't know, pretty freaking good. Calm down. That was driving me crazy all week, these people. We don't match up against them. Well, whoopie freaking do. Guess how many times we're going to see them after this game? 0. God. Dude, Mets fans are doom, gloom, and boom. That's just all it is. It's like, just why is this the end of the world? We're not, if this was the Braves and they swept us, boom. Okay, you know what? We got a problem. We got to do something about it. It's the Astros, man. Stop, please. Damn it down. Can we beat the Brewers? Is all I care about. Can we get past those teams? How the Orioles?
All right. The Mets will be fine. They got Buck. In Buck we trust. Orioles.
Good God. Best record in the National League. Oh my God. We lost to Houston. Sorry.
Houston, by the way, Houston almost no-hit the Yankees 2 days in a row, guys. So just chill out.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty okay.
Yeah, right? Houston's a great team.
Good gravy.
Real quick, on the Orioles. The Orioles wrapped up June with their first winning month in 5 years.
Yeah. Wow, 5 years?
5 years.
Wow.
Yep. So the Orioles on the right track since they've called up Adley Rutschman. They've had a winning record. Things are looking good for the Orioles. However, they have lost the last 4 out of their last 5 games. They got walked off last night.
I heard that one.
Yeah, Buxton, man, he's thorn in our freaking side, man. 2-run homer in the ninth. But yeah, yeah. So we're doing good. We're playing good baseball, man. I would love to see us to get to 500. We're playing really good baseball, but what was I going to say? But things are looking up, but we still got a ways to go. I'm hoping the Orioles don't become sellers at the trade deadline. I will say this. We have the MLB draft coming up in a couple of weeks. Mike Elias, please listen to me. Please. Things are looking good. Don't get cute this draft. Please draft Drew Jones. Please. Please. Can you just do this for me, Mike Elias? Please draft Drew Jones. His dad was a beast. This kid is a beast.
I guess this kid is Andrew Jones' son.
Yeah, this is Andrew Jones' son. He's I think he's a senior in high school right now. He is ball. The kid is a beast. It's in the blood, man. Please.
I mean, look at Toronto.
I know. Dude, look, man. Sometimes the genetics just don't lie. Her, you know what I'm saying?
No, just like Shakira's hips. Yeah.
No, those things don't lie at all. So, so please, Michael Elias, please draft. Just do me a solid and draft Drew Jones. Don't get cute because I'm hearing stuff like they want to do this thing where they want to draft someone else under slot so they can sign someone else later and later give someone else more money and later. No, don't be cute. This might be the last time we get the number one pick. Sign Drew Jones. Thank you. Okay, my brother is calling me right now.
What up, bro?
Have to call him back.
Calling into the show. Thank you for calling into the show, everybody. Is he still where he is, or is he over here yet?
He'll be over here in about a month.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Just let him know I will never visit him. But other than that, I hope he does well.
All right, man.
Hope he does well.
All right, I'm gonna let you talk about this next topic. Please explain to me what the heck is going on in college football right now.
No, dude, I'm going to talk about it, but I have questions for you as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, not about baseball. I guess we're done with baseball. But real quick before we even get into this passion of mine, I did want to give a shout out to Coco Gauff, who's playing in Wimbledon today. She's in I believe, the round of 16. She is playing another American currently. She won the first set, lost the second set against another America, Anna Samova. So let's go, Coco. Shout out to Serena, who lost in the first round, but it was a great 3-set match. I know she's getting herself back into shape, but it was still wonderful to watch.
Okay.
So I want to give a shout out to her for that. A shout out to the U.S. men's under 20 soccer team for getting back to the Olympics for the first time since 2008. Since we struggled to do that, and getting to the under 20 men's World Cup. So now we're going to go into ARMA football again. So 2 years ago, Oklahoma and Texas decided they weren't going to play in the same sandbox in the Big 12. They were going to go to the SEC. SEC sent out an invite, and they were like, yep, we're out of here. We all know college football is ruled by money. Now, I knew then, and I probably said that then, that this isn't going to be the last domino to fall. And it wasn't, as the city of Los Angeles has left the building.
Okay.
And they have left and gone to your conference, when I cannot wait to watch the Big Ten games of Maryland playing 10 o'clock at UCLA. It's going to be great. But UCLA and USC leaving the Pac-12 in 2024. Their TV contract is up, and they're gone. So it was a lot of hurt feelings, people crying, people boo-hooing. My thoughts on this are, I have 10,475 million thoughts on, because college football is I love college football almost more than anything. And growing up in a state that really doesn't have college football, I was really entrenched into it. I mean, I still am. I can't say that I'm not. Saturdays are the best days of the week. But, it's a little concerning for schools and teams kind of left on the periphery currently. Now, I feel like all that's going to change eventually, but this is going to be the end of natural things as we see it, I believe, for a little bit. I think things will eventually kind of go back to normal, but in a different way. Football rules everything. Everybody leaves due to money. And football makes more money than any other sport. All the Olympic sports combined don't make the amount of money that football does. UCLA and USC fits the Big Ten profile. Big Ten is full of all these American universities, high academics, schools. And we don't know UCLA and USC fit that profile. They actually do fit. Only team that doesn't ever really fit in there to me is Rutgers. But
put the words right on my mouth.
Yeah. But those games between beach volleyball and Piscataway for UCLA is going to be fun. USC's baseball trips to Purdue in March is going to be great. But it all we're coast to coast already. I'm getting out. I'm just losing myself. So let me just go back to it. The Pac-12 had a chance, and ACC had a chance to try to solidify themselves, not as important as the SEC or Big Ten, but somewhat when they wanted to expand the playoffs and guarantee spots of the big Power 5 teams. Like their conference champs were Power 5. Both the ACC and Pac-12 voted against that because they probably thought we're going to be okay for now. Well, you're not. You're not okay. Right now, you're looking to survive. Everybody's in survival mode. The ACC is the only conference that isn't in survival mode because their TV deals till 2036. So in order for anybody to leave, it's going to be $100 million plus to leave all those deals that they have to get out of for that market. The problem is it does lock in everybody, and you kind of either have to add somebody or hope something else works out. Now, college presidents, Clemson, North Carolina, they could say, we can afford it. We want to get out of this and go someplace else. There's options for them. There's not options for Wake Forest. There's not options for Syracuse. There's options for North Carolina. North Carolina could go to any conference they want because they're North Carolina. Clemson could probably just only go to the SEC. But they would want them there. All this is going to end up being, to me, in my mind, I played it out in the scenario to me that makes the most sense, is if the Big Ten, and now 16, because I really wish they'll change the name one day, is going to probably go to 20. What's going to stop them from going to 20? The SEC probably going to 20. And we're going to have two huge 40-team, two big conferences of basically 40 teams. And whoever can get in will fit in. And all the natural rivalries, all the things that people really care about don't matter. It don't matter because people can fly football teams anywhere. But they don't care about the golf team, the basketball teams. They don't make money. Some places make money. Duke may make money. Their football team doesn't. And the places think about it. The thing is, the University of Maryland will make more money in football than Clemson.
So how many? So are we at the dawn of the super conference era?
Oh yeah. Oh, but I don't even know if it's the dawn. The sun's up. The sun is up. And if it's shining on you like USC and UCLA, who are going to be in the Big Ten in 2 years, then you're fine. If you're Washington and Oregon, do you stay or do you go? Or do you have a way out? Does the Big Ten want you? Do you want to try to do something even better? They talked about the Big 12, the Pac-12, now 10, come out saying, hey, you know what? We want to try to expand. Who are you expanding to? What's going to make you as viable as the SEC and the Big Ten? Nothing, really. The only thing you could do, to me, is try to form a third super conference with the Big 12 and the ACC. That's, to me, is the only way you survive. And Notre Dame. Notre Dame's the only team out there who's now in trouble of being irrelevant. This is the first time Notre Dame could actually be irrelevant, which I know the Big Ten is just sitting there laughing like, ha, 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 we told you. What do you want to do? Now, all the the big Notre Dame's contractually locked into the ACC as far as all their other sports. So if they wanted to opt into a conference, they would have to opt into the ACC unless they removed all their other sports. But right now, Notre Dame's can get left behind. So they have to make a choice, which is why no one ever thought we'd even get to this point. Notre Dame having to make a choice? Good golly, Miss Molly. But that's what's going to happen. So, I was talking about, I know we talked about a long time ago, before we even started the show, when Maryland left the ACC. Yeah. And we both always talked about the ACC always being NC-centric. And I get you have 4 schools there. And they're great 4 schools. but it doesn't make up the 12 you have. You have 8 outside of that state. And they all could look at each other and be like, well, what about us? Do we have to play everything in freaking Greensboro? Do we always have to make everything happy for Duke and North Carolina and NC State and Wake Forest? Can you do something else for the rest of us? And they did. What they did to try to survive is they ate up the Big East, football-wise. That didn't help for basketball reasons, but football-wise, they're like, you know what? In order for us to survive, we had to take Pittsburgh, we had to take Miami, we had to take Virginia Tech, all those other teams to eat up the Big East. That's nice and dandy, but where are you now? Where are you now? Because this TV deal that they have till 2036 is great and all, but the fact that South Carolina, Maryland, Rutgers will make more money in a TV deal than Clemson doesn't make sense. And Clemson's looking like we're Clemson.
Right.
We've won these championships. Our cachet should be pretty big. North Carolina's like, we're North Carolina. North Carolina has options. They really could. North Carolina, because they're academic school, they could go to the Big Ten or the SEC. Either one of them would take them. Clemson probably can only go to the SEC. Florida State can only go to the SEC. But do you want them? Now it's like, well, we'll see if we take you or not. It's a game of chess at this point. And in the ACC and the Pac-12 are left playing checkers. What are you going to do? So, yeah, the super conference thing is on. My whole solution to this should be, and it should have been, football should be separate than every other sport. That to me is the only way, because to uproot your whole school, to move them and every other sport away from where you are, from taking these kids, not saying that they can't travel, but it's still a big pain in the neck to go from LA to, Champaign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go from, West Lafayette to LA, from Piscataway to LA, from Penn State to LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it should just be, football should be separate. You can feed into whatever, but your football could be in any conference they want, but the rest of the Olympic sports should be where they are. And I really think that's what's eventually going to happen, and I feel like that's what's going to save all this, because other than that, literally the Big Ten is the whole country at this point. They literally are on both coasts. They touch both coasts now, So what's stopping anyone else from trying? The Pac-12 could easily try to say, or Pac-10 could easily say, hey, we'll try to get people from the ACC, or we'll try to get people from the Big 12. But only certain teams are going to make it through. If Florida State was a Florida State of 15 years ago, they have no problem. Like, we're Florida State. Somebody going to come take us.
Right.
They're not right now. The teams that have the best cachet currently in the ACC are Clemson and North Carolina. And as far as brand names go, they're 1 and 2.
Man,
and everyone else is on the periphery.
Man, that's
the hard part.
This is going to be so interesting, man.
Like I said, the Big Ten isn't done. They're not done. They got 16 teams now. What's wrong with 20? Might as well just go to 20.
Right.
And then there's 4 more. What if tomorrow? We don't know. I know supposedly the Pac-10 is trying to stay together. But Oregon and Washington could be like, dude, what do you want to try and do? We were in this together. Are you trying to roll out? And they can. And then I'm sure the Big Ten be like, might as well. We got the LA schools. Let's take Seattle off the map too. So then they're at 18. Then they just add 2 more. Boom. Let's get North Carolina. Let's get Virginia. Virginia, North Carolina fit Big Ten mold. Period. Done. Academically, everything else. Bam. Sweet. Done. That's it. Sorry. We don't care about no rivalries. We're trying to make money. The next Big Ten deal could be worth $1 billion. Every school in the Big Ten could be getting $100 million. $100 million.
$100 million.
That's why Maryland left. They weren't trying to sit there and keep playing second fiddle to the state of North Carolina.
Right.
And everybody's tired of it. I've been tired of it. We all know everything's North Carolina centric, and I get it. But not every team that founded the conference was in the damn state of North Carolina. And now all your tradition and everything might get ripped apart. If North Carolina's looking at like we're trying to survive and we're trying to be out there, that rivalry Duke may mean something. It could be only once a year. Because I remember when I lost my mom. I remember a long time ago, I lost my mom in Nebraska. Like, why the hell Nebraska leave? Because Nebraska's irrelevant.
Right.
They're literally,
There's
nothing in that state except for Omaha for the College World Series that means anything. Nebraska's in the Big Ten about to make more money than Florida State in football.
That's crazy.
Northwestern is going to be making more money than in a television contract than Clemson. What? It doesn't make any sense. So they're going to be cherry picking. Things are going to be, again, it's going to take some time, but the next dominoes to fall are what are Oregon and Washington going to do? Those are the next two dominoes. Unless there's a group, the only group that could leave the ACC together to try to force a move would be Clemson, North Carolina, Florida State, Miami. Those are the only four that could be like, we're all Georgia Tech. We're all trying to lead together because of their tradition and everything. We're trying to roll out, and then we're trying to force a move. But it's all about it's survival. USC is a brand. UCLA is a brand. They're sitting there like, why are we holding this conference together by ourselves? That's why Texas and Oklahoma left. Why are we doing this on our own? We ain't getting half of this. You trying to get equal revenue sharing for Texas and Oklahoma and share it with Iowa State? I don't care about no Iowa State or West Virginia. The hell is Oklahoma sharing anything with West Virginia except for ideas? So I know I talked to one about this, but as a Big Tenner, how do you feel?
You know what? Honestly, I'm just accepting the fact that change is inevitable. I'm a guy that doesn't like change, Hurt. Especially when especially when it comes to sports. But it is what it is. We already left the ACC to go to the Big Ten. We knew this day was coming. You know what I mean? So I at this point I just have to embrace it. It is what it is. For the bet, you got to do what's best for the conference. So it is what it is. I don't know,
dude. Listen. If USC and UCLA call you, you're answering the phone and saying yes. Period. Yeah, you're gonna be like, hey guys, what do you think? Everybody from Indiana to Northwestern to Wisconsin to Soda, or like it's UCLA and USC. You're not taking Utah. It's LA. That's the second largest market in the United States. You're automatically adding cachet to, Michigan and Ohio State against UCLA. It's not even a Rose Bowl. It's going to be a regular game. UCLA at Ohio State at the Horseshoe. Michigan traveling to USC for a regular game. Now, so sorry for Maryland when it comes to football, but it is what it is. Maryland's going to be making their money. They're chilling now. Now, again, I don't think Maryland, besides lacrosse, and they had a great baseball season. I'm not saying it helps them, but they're going to be financially well off. They're going to be like, this is why we moved. They didn't want to be in that Titanic. That was a smart thing that they did. It hurt because they're an original member, but like Florida State and other teams, stop focusing on the Carolina stuff. Because to me, that was always going to be the end of the ACC. And that's basically what's going on now. So,
yep.
But Big Ten Network, success. Pac-12 network, trash. It was losing money. They decided to try to do it on their own. You're not that good. You're not that good. So, yeah, we'll see. But I don't know, man. In a couple of years, I don't know. It could be, like someone said, Kirk Herbstreit said this is probably going to be, like an AFC and NFC. Other people think it won't be that bad, but something's going to happen. And Notre Dame will be in the conference sooner or later.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we're almost an hour and a half into this, man. So
yeah, dude. Well, we spent an hour on basketball, which is crazy.
Yeah, which well deserved, man.
Yeah, dude. It's your boy KD.
Yeah,
your fellow Marylander. So, shout out to Tiafo. Can never remember his first name. Maryland born, into the round of 16 at Wimbledon as well.
Oh,
yeah. I think he's one of the highest ranked U.S. men. By the way, there's 8 U.S. men. 7 now, I believe, still alive in Wimbledon. So what's the highest since 1990 something?
Awesome.
Okay. So I don't. Do we actually have anything left? Are we actually done? Or let's talk about Doctor Strange real quick.
Oh, you want to talk about Doctor Strange?
Sure. Are we done? I think we're done.
Yeah. So real quick, I just want to say a couple things before we talk about Doctor Strange. It's a lot of good things out right now. We're big on sports, but we're also big on
TV
and movies. So Obi-Wan, we just wrapped that up. Miss Marvel, 4 episodes in, great show. Stranger Things yesterday, volume 2 of season 4 dropped. Fire. Episode 7 of The Boys dropped. Fire.
Episode 6 was crazy.
Well, when you have an episode called Herogasm, it's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
So, Thor, Love and Thunder, out next week. I don't understand for the life of me why they didn't release Thor this weekend, yo. To me, this would have been the perfect weekend to release a nice long weekend, especially with 4th of July being on Monday. I wonder why they didn't.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Cause I'm all ready to go. Nice long weekend. This would have been a nice.
By the way, did you go see Maverick? Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No. All I hear is people keep raving about it.
All I'm saying is, see it. If you want to see it, please go to the theater and see it. Please, yo. If you're going to see it, make the trip to the movies, yo.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick, yo. And I'm not even like a. I
no, that's not your genre, because it's not like you watched. Did you watch the first Top Gun?
So I knew I wanted to see Top Gun Maverick, right?
Okay.
Because let me explain to you, Tom Cruise movies are must see for me right now. Once I realized that this guy does his own stunts and stuff, I got to see all the I have to see all the Tom Cruise movies. So I was like, I'm gonna see Top Gun, but before I go, me and Les, we watched the original Top Gun, because for as much as a movie buff I am, there's still a ton of 80 movies that I haven't seen.
Which is crazy. It's crazy to me.
Top Gun was one of them. So I watched that. But Top Gun Maverick, son. In the fact that those actors actually went up in those planes, all I know is Top Gun Maverick is a piece of cinematic awesomeness, dude.
I heard everybody was raving about it. So.
If you're going to see it, please see it in the theaters before it leaves. Don't wait for Paramount Plus. See it on the biggest freaking screen you can find, and just go watch it. Just sit back and just have fun, man. That's all I gotta say. Me and Leslie saw it. Leslie loved it too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. But real quick, I was gonna say we also have the Challenge USA and reality TV that's about to come out, where we're getting Survivors, Big Brothers, Love Islanders, and Amazing Racers doing the challenge. Cannot wait for that. That comes out next week, or did it come? Yeah, I think that's next week. Also, I have another movie recommendation I just watched on Netflix. I know it's going to sound crazy. I don't know if you heard this movie. It's called RRR. It's an Indian movie. It was freaking great. And I don't really want to say too much about it or what it's about if you want to see it, but it was great. I got to get Leslie to watch it with me. The only thing is, it's 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it at all. It's effing great. I loved it. Loved it. I heard about it. I kept hearing about like RR. What the heck is this? And I was like, it's an Indian movie. So I was like, I got to deal with,
subtitles.
Yeah, subtitles. But yo, that joint was freaking great. Yes. And while I was on the podcast, since we've been doing this podcast, I told you my brother's calling me. And he wanted me to tell you this too. He said, I will repeat. I actually read you what he said. He said,
tell her.
Yeah, actually, that is one. Yeah.
Of course.
He said, you need to watch The Terminal List as soon as you are done. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I was watching The Boys last night, and I saw it. I was like, what is this Terminal List thing?
So, okay.
He said, watch Terminal List?
He said, I didn't know nothing about it, but now I got to watch. He said, tell Kevin too, and then he sent me a fire emoji. So,
all right. Well, we'll definitely see.
Yeah. And I told him, did I tell you about Severance? Have I told you about that?
I don't think so.
Gosh, I've been trying to get anyone who would listen to watch Severance. My brother finally watched it, and he texted me last night. He's like, yo, you was right. Severance is, especially, I love Severance because it gives me a lot of Lost type vibes.
Oh, you ever seen that? Was it on Apple Plus or something?
It's on Apple Plus.
Yeah, so I ain't watching it. So.
Yeah. Then let me tell you, before we get into Doctor Strange, Apple Plus show had some good shows. I started watching this show.
Ted Lasso. They have
Ted Lasso, great. Severance.
That's the only time we watch soccer.
Awesome. Yes. Yo, but Ted Lasso, have you seen? You haven't seen Ted Lasso?
No.
Great.
No, I heard everybody loves it, so I'm
the
sure.
After Party, that was good. Yo, I just started watching the show called For All Mankind, Joe. Yo, because Marcus was telling me, you gotta watch this. I watched it. It is great. Apple Plus has a lot of good shows on it, and I'm missing out another one. But anyway, let's talk about. But anyway, I say all this to say there's a lot of good stuff. Right, I'm about to finish Stranger Things 4. Stranger Things 4. I thought season 3 was great, man. Season 4 started off a little slow for me. I didn't like it, but it is. It's great. As a matter of fact, Stranger Things. Yo, so when it dropped on midnight, it crashed. Next, so many people's trying to watch it. It crashed. This freaking.
It's just weird how those kids got so much older.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like they look,
it's so weird now. Like these kids are old now.
Yeah, but
this is the same kids. But yeah, they were just that was funny to watch.
All right, but anyway, Stranger Things finally dropped on Disney Plus last week. You have watched it. Hurt. What were your thoughts on Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Oh gosh, Doctor Strange.
See, you're speaking of Strange.
Good. In the multiverse of madness.
Yes. I honestly feel like maybe I would have liked it better if I wasn't on pain medication or I saw it in the movie theater. I was not happy with that movie at all.
Okay, what weren't you happy about?
I was just I think I'm really kind of tired of Wanda and her imaginary kids. That just kind of got on my nerves. It's just like the way it just even started. Like starting for Dream, America was in there. I don't even know who America is. And it was just him having a dream. The dead Doctor Strange or whatever he is showing up. One of the crazy ones. He eventually gets killed or something. Then he wakes up, and then America's in this universe. Whatever. The only cool things I liked was when he saw the Illuminati group of people and Charles was there. Like, that's all I care about. Other than that, I know Scarlet Witch. I mean, Scarlet Witch was always a powerful entity inside Marvel. I'm cool. I'm just tired of her Invisible Kids. She created a whole universe. I think I was just done with it. I thought she was going to be just a part of it, not the reason for it. You know what I mean? I did not like that movie.
Did you like Wanda's heel turn? Hurt?
I mean, I do, because I almost wish. I think some things that have in a comic book. I know how powerful she is, and I know she is that strong. But it's just, I think it was just the damn kids, man. I'm just tired of these invisible children causing issues, and I'm just over her and her made up mind that this is what's going on. I feel like I was past that.
But wait a minute. But wait, wasn't the point that in another universe she did have kids? The kids did exist, and that was the whole point, right?
Yeah, it was, but we know that they don't where we are. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this, just in another universe, people made of paint, I guess. So it was fun. It was okay. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with it. That's all I can say.
I'm kind of along the same lines as you. I didn't think it was horrible. I just thought it was okay because
I don't think it was. I can't say it was a terrible movie.
Yeah,
but it was just like when it was done, I'm like, we ended with that. Okay.
I think the title gave us false advertising. It was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The way I went in with the impression like we were going to get like full-blown multiverse chaoticness going on. But it didn't really happen that way. He like went to one universe, pretty much stayed there. You know what I mean? I thought we were going to get like multiple, a whole bunch of different type of universes, and we didn't really.
But you know what ruined it for me? But now that I'm sitting here talking to you about it, because I really haven't really expressed it. Mm-hmm. The What If. That What If episode with Doctor Strange was so good.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that's the track the movie was going to take.
You know what? That's a good point. Because that was one of the stronger What If episodes.
It was so good. And then, and also I believed it.
Yeah.
Now, again, it was a cartoon. But I mean, like, the story of, like, I want, like, this is my life. And if I got to go about getting stronger by killing everything around it to save this person, it's almost like a better story of Anakin's. You know, except it was not as whiny. It's just, I can get more powerful to stop her from dying. And she still dies. I got to get more powerful. And she still dies. And you become this monster. I see that instead of making Wanda the monster. You know what I mean? Because I'm just tired of damn invisible kids.
But I think the progression of Wanda makes perfect sense, especially having watched WandaVision. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, it was good. But I was like, when Wanda was over, WandaVision was over, I was okay with it. And that was good. And when I found she was in here, I just didn't want her to be the villain, because I feel like the villain should have been and could have been Strange himself. Because I really wanted to see that Doctor Strange that was so manipulated that he just didn't see, like the one that took America's power. Like they kind of teased it, but it never really got to that point. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, take her power. It's like, I can't kill her. I'm too good. No, I want you to go off the end. And in order to even fight Wanda, that you decided, I got to take all this on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was like Wanda, if Wanda threatened to kill, I forget whoever the girl's name is that he loves, Karen, Carol, whatever.
Christine.
Huh?
Christine,
thank you. I know it was CH. In order to protect her, you have to get stronger because Wanda's just taking over everything, and you start manipulating yourself and becoming this demon. I would have probably felt better about that, but I feel like it was too much of him in America and not understanding what America was. Because really throughout the movie, it's like, oh, he's coming to get your power. What's your power? I don't know. I can't control it. You know what I mean? Like, well, what is it? Like, I honestly, I have her in a video game. I still don't know what the hell she does. You know what I mean? But it's like, oh, you could go through dimensions. Then it was still like, oh, well, okay, I kind of see it. But it wasn't like that character development with her because they just kind of threw her in there. to me. You know, and it was like she's just in there, she's in a dream, she's being chased by this giant octopus. And you know, which obviously seems like everything in Marvel likes giant octopus. But that's it. And so it really wasn't like I felt like it had a potential that it didn't meet with me. That's all.
Yeah.
Unlike Obi-Wan. I think Obi-Wan, because we both finished Obi-Wan, I think I don't think I was as happy with the last episode as you were. But all in all in the series.
I don't know. I wouldn't know about that. I wasn't over the moon about the last episode. I like the last fight.
Yeah. I was more like, I mean, again, I'm glad I saw Anakin in the last fight, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because he, you know, but all in all, I really do like the series. The series was good. Ewan McGregor plays the perfect. I mean, that dude is made for Obi-Wan. I mean, just from the beginning when he was like, I'm not the same person I used to be. I'm no Jedi. The dude's just working somewhere. Obviously ain't taking no baths. Everybody basically said he stunk. And Owen is just being a straight up, you know, bad word. And just like, I don't even like you. I don't like no Jedi. You know, I mean, the dude's just, he's a jerk. Now, the thing is, all the memes that have come out because of Owen, of just him just shooting down and being mean to people, is just funny. But I really like the episode. I like the progression of Obi-Wan. The girl that they got to play, Leia, she was freaking awesome. She was great. I didn't like the story of Reva as much. I love the actress. I just didn't like that story as much as I should have. And even the Grand Inquisitor, I just kind of didn't really enjoy that as much.
Yeah, they didn't do. Yeah, well, they didn't do right by that character, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I mean, you know, again, I almost go back to for it coming back to.
Oh, whoops! Did I put that up by accident?
Oh yeah, you did.
Sorry.
For that coming back to Anakin just turning to the dark side and then we go kill the younglings, and then now we have one of the younglings chopping off people's hands, just wanting to murder people to get to Vader. How is that okay? So if there's still some good in you, you want to revenge the little ones, and you yourself getting stabbed, whatever, you just want to go out chopping off hands and killing people because your main motive is to get to Vader? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. But
nope.
It is what it is.
Yep. Did I send you the honest trailer for Obi-Wan?
No.
Oh, I thought I did. All right, I got to send you that.
I mean, listen, if that's the way, I mean, I like this series way better than Boba Fett.
What you saw the trailer for that, right?
Yeah, because that one was on point. and meetings.
Yeah.
And meetings. But so you're not as a big Star Wars guy as I am, but if you would want to see a Star Wars character through all the vast Star Wars that you know about, so to speak, who would you want to see a series about?
Princess Leia.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, you know, her.
Like her growing up.
Yeah, on Alderaan. Why not? Let's, you know.
Yeah, let's see Alderaan before it's gone. Right?
Yeah,
that should be the subtitle. See Alderaan before it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, she winds up becoming like a general, you know. So so let's see like what shaped her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then why not?
I think that's a good call.
You know what I really want to see? No, you know what I really want to see though. Honestly, I just want to see a total reimagination of the Star Wars universe. I feel like we've gone to the well of these older Star Wars characters too much. I feel like their stories have been told. I'm ready for something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that I know where you're coming from. I don't think a reimagination. I think there's so many other characters that you don't know about that they could bring to life.
No, I don't want it. But no, I want new characters. I want new characters.
They're new, but you don't know them. I know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say.
You're talking about people. You're talking about characters that exist. I'm talking about just the whole. Because the Star Wars universe, I feel like we can come up with a whole new story with whole new characters within the Star Wars realm. I feel like, because think about it, all these all these shows, they keep going back to Tatooine. You know what I'm saying? And Tatooine was just supposed to be like some random spot where Luke was. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Boba was there.
It's got nightclubs.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
it's got speeder trains.
Yeah, it's got
nightclubs. I thought it was just had 2 suns.
Yeah, yo. So
suddenly down to hangout spot.
Right. I want to see some more Hoffs. You know what I mean? You know,
Hoffs. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much to the Star Wars universe that has nothing to do with just a Jedi.
Yeah.
That it's good. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying it's not even a reimagination. There's so many other characters who have deftness to it outside of Sith, Jedi, that it would be a good story. Is what
that's what I want. I just want to see some new stuff.
Yeah, because there's the golden age of Star Wars, like an era. There's the old version of it. You know what I mean? There's so many different things or stories you could tell. That's all I'm saying. The canon.
The problem with Star Wars, and here's the problem with Star Wars. Star Wars keeps going backwards. It's not moving forwards. Let's move forwards in the story. We keep going back. We keep, Rogue One, Solo, Obi-Wan, no, let's go forward in the story. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens to this point. That's why I was so excited, when The Force Awakens came out, because I'm like, we're moving forward. But we just keep going backwards in the Star Wars universe. And I just want to see what's next. That's what I'm waiting for. So that's
but I think there's more Star Wars coming. So we're going to see there's stories that have nothing to do with the Skywalkers or Palpatines and stuff. Yeah. So hopefully that'll take us in a whole different way.
Think about it, Darth Vader is more awesome now, his threat level and his power, than he was when we first saw him. Because
of course, all he did was kill his commander,
right?
You failed me from the last time.
Now he's moving spaceships with the Force.
Dude's holding spaceship again. The end of Rogue One was
awesome.
Vader being Vader.
Oh,
that dude was again. That scene to me, I still see it.
Yeah,
I mean, just taking people out right, left, up.
But do you agree that the Star Wars stories should move forward instead of backwards?
No, because there's still characters in. I need Ahsoka. Ahsoka is in the time frame of Obi-Wan and Anakin and whatever. But people don't really know. She's so beloved. She's my favorite Jedi. Like, she's so beloved that you can still tell that story. But there's so many characters in still that universe. Like, you don't know General Thrawn yet. General Thrawn is so popular that they literally wrote like 9 books about this guy.
Okay.
And was just listening to one of his old audiobooks the other day. But he's in the era of he was working with Darth Vader. Like, there's so many other people. Now, it wasn't, he can be his own main character. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many stories during this time that we don't know. Because all we know is just thinking is these two, it's a whole galaxy of crazy things going on.
That's my point. It's a whole galaxy, yo.
And so you could tell a story just on different planets without involving,
right? Okay.
Darth Vader and
I just want to see something new. I feel like it's going backwards. I'm going to see it go forward.
Yeah, but I think it's just, it goes into characters. It goes into, you can go back and you can go forward. The thing about going forward is I think people weren't sure about the last 3 movies that they made. But my whole thing is there was a transition from when Luke got Ben, and Ben, he tried to kill Ben. He felt the dark. What happened in between? Where did these other people come from? I didn't like the whole story of I didn't have any real issue with the movies. I hated it was Palpatine. That was my whole thing. I really wanted to move on from him as being the antagonist.
Well, the problem with the newest trilogy is that there wasn't any singular vision. There were 3 different movies, 3 different directors, 3 different visions. There wasn't a cohesive plan.
Yep.
So by the time you get this Rise of Skywalker, which is one of my biggest, I hated that movie, man. I'm like I never want to see that movie again. That's how much it disappointed me. I just remember being in the theater, just watching. Kept looking at my clock like, please, just end. It just was not good. But anyway, we don't have to harp on that, man. We almost 2 hours in.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, man. But there's a lot of. But all that to say is a lot of good stuff out there, man. To watch and
Yes.
yeah, man.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff to watch. A lot of good stuff. Real drama in real life when it comes to sports. So
yeah,
we all have to look forward to. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for everyone for one round left. YOL, because I refuse to say his name. Welch 4795. Thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing and contributing to the show. We appreciate anything. Facebook, IG, Twitter, of course, YouTube, StreamYard, and of course we're on Spreaker, Stitcher apps, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find us, the NYMD Podcast. Have a great weekend, 4th of July weekend. Please don't light your own fireworks, and we will see you next week.
Happy 4th, y'all.